I didn't do a 6th of July, but a 6th of July was unnecessary. However, I do not know what attempts Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi made to escalate, got no joy, as he says. And when people are frustrated and their intentions are good, sometimes it comes out in the manner that it came out.
Over the weekend, bekukhona indaba ebeyicirculator ku social media ezithi there is a J50 warrant of arrest against Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. Kodwa kuthema kushona ilanga izolo, i-NPA yakhipha statement esithi leyo nto leyo ayikho, there is no warrant of arrest against uGeneral Mkhwanazi. I-article yabibhalwe kanje: false rumors of a J50 issued against Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi. The Investigating Directorate Against Corruption, IDEC, note with serious concern the rumors and inquiries that it has a J50 warrant of arrest for Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. This information is false and dismissed with the contempt it deserves. These rumors are clearly started to disrupt and distract the work of IDEC, as well as the responsibilities that General Mkhwanazi is discharged in the fight against crime. Members of society are asked to be vigilant against false information circulated in social media platforms aimed at destabilizing and discrediting law enforcement in the country. Sona ke statement lesi siphuma ka-IDEC esazisayo ukuthi lezi ndaba ezicirculator azilona iqiniso. Lokho engizokusho manje akukho based on ama-facts, but is based on i-pattern nezinto esengizi-observile uma ngibuka nje izinto ngendlela ezenzeka ngayo. Ngakho-ke noma yini engizoyikhuluma manje ngizoyikhuluma based on into engiyi-observile mina. Angiqale la ngokwami ikhona i-warrant of arrest against uGeneral Mkhwanazi, okanye i-IDEC iyazama ukuthola ukuthi yini engambophela yona uGeneral Mkhwanazi. Ngizozichaza izathu ezenza ngisho njalo, kodwa singakafiki lapho sizakhumbula ukuthi uBrown Mokgotsi uboshiwe ngoLwesihlanu ngesikhathi eqeda kuphuma kweMadlanga Commission esethu ubangise Northwest, kwavele kwafika iPKTT lapho waboshwa uBrown Mokgotsi. Namhlanje kusuku lapha bekavele khona enkantolo. Uma evela phambi kwenkantolo, istate sikuvezile ukuthi akabanikanga i-address. I-address baze bayithola namhlanje, so lokho kwenza ukuthi bangakwazi ukuhamba beyoverifya lapha athi uhlala khona endaweni yakhe yebhizinisi. Lokho kwenza ukuthi ke i-magistrate athathe isinqumo sokuthi uBrown Mokgotsi akabuyele emgodini noma akabuyele ejele la agcinwe khona, ngoba udaba lwakhe bazoze balibone next week Monday for a formal bail application. Ilokho bengithi ngikwazise khona nje ukuthi udaba likaBrown Mokgotsi lungenile phambi kwenkantolo. Inkantolo yayisithatha isinqumo sithi hayi ngoba i-address akayikhiphanga, alihlehle libulizongena next week Monday for a formal bail application. Usho uzofaka isicelo sebail khona. Namhlanje nje uzolala ebaliwe. Abazange basho ukuthi ugcinwe kuphi ngenxa yezizathu ze-safety, basho njalo. Abazange basho ukuthi ugcinwe kuphi. Kodwa uBrigadier Athlenda Mathe uma bephuma enkantolo ukhulume kanje:
against opening false cases and providing misleading information to the police. Such actions can result in the police opening perjury charges against you, defeating the ends of justice as well. And really, such cases delay justice for real victims of crime. It's a waste of resources to investigate a false case. You will recall that this particular incident happened on the 3rd of November, just after 11, when we were told that Mr. Brown Mokgotsi, his vehicle was shot at multiple times while he was inside. You'll recall that on the 4th of November, we were at the Fort Lawrence police station together with our ballistics experts, our detectives on the ground. And on that particular day, you'll recall that he had promised that he would come forward to give a statement, to provide a statement to the police on his version of events. So it did take us quite a long time to obtain that particular statement. But then on further investigation, when we compared his version of events and our evidence, we found that they were contradicting each other. And we then finalized the investigation and handed over the docket to the DPP for a decision. And indeed, the DPP then agreed with the police that Mr. Brown has a case to answer to. So the false reporting is what has brought us to court today. He's currently facing about 5 charges. Well, the first one being the defeating the ends of justice, as well as perjury on the fact that we feel that he provided false information. On his particular statement, he indicated that there were people following him, they shot him multiple times, but remember, the evidence that we have then contradicts what he is saying. We also added then further charges, which are possession of unlicensed firearm as well as ammunition. Because our ballistics report then tell us that the firearm that was used on that particular evening that shot at the vehicle of Mr. Brown Mokgotsi has been linked to other crimes as well. 2020, it was linked to a Roodepoort case where it was an armed robbery where a motorist was robbed of his belongings. A shot went off, but the motorist was not injured, so police then opened a case of armed robbery with aggravating circumstances, as well as an attempted murder case. And then in 2021 as well, according to our ballistics report, there was a shooting in El Dorado Park, where a man in his 30s was killed in that particular shooting at a drinking spot. And in that particular scene as well, there was one other person who was shot. So on that scene, we had one murder case as well as an attempted murder charge, because we do have a survivor. So we are here, colleagues, and as you've heard, we'll be back here, I think later on in the week. We are going to be verifying the addresses because previously when our teams went to the addresses that Mr. Brown Mokgotsi had provided, they couldn't find him. Every time they went to his business premises in Sweden, in Mahikeng, he was a no-show. And police really went to great lengths to investigate this particular case, even to try and obtain his statement. It took us a lot of resources and capacity because he was not cooperating with the police. So it is on that note that we want members of the public really to not open false cases and provide misleading information to the police, because that is what has brought us here today, where Mr. Brown Mokgotsi is facing a charge of perjury, defeating the ends of justice, being in possession of unlicensed firearm as well as ammunition, as well as discharging a firearm in a municipal area.
Chazile kabanzi ngoLwesihlanu masireport ngokuboshwa kaBrown Mokgotsi. Ngakho-ke ngeke ngisabuyele emumva ngilongichaza into eningi, kodwa uBrigadier Lenda Mathe useshilo ukuthi la macala adalwa yini, futhi wakhipha nesexwayiso ukuthi ukusuka nje uyovula icase kanti ayikho ngoba mhlawumbe ufuna ukulaya umuntu othize ukuthi uyoqamba amanga, kungenzeka ukufaka enkingeni. Ngiyafisa yazi kuboshwe sesibethu laba ababophisa amadoda athi bawadlengulele bemadoda engabenzanga lutho. Sengathi lo mthetho impela ungasebenza mawala, baboshwe, uboshwe labo sathana, ngoba kunabo bhuti bethu nabafowethu abaningi abasemajele amacala abangawenzanga ngoba ekuseni ubengenayo imali yokunikeza usisi le wayesethi umdlwengulile. Angazi kungenzeka kanjani, kodwa ke asidlule lapho. Sibuyele kulodaba lika General Mkhwanazi. Ngonyaka ophelile kwaphuma indaba ezinje ezithi there is a warrant of arrest against uGeneral Fani Masemula. I-NPA ngeyi-12 zika-August yakhipha nansi letter. Statement basikhipha ngomhla ka-12 ku-August 2025 ngonyaka ophelile. Isihloko sasithi unfounded media reports on a warrant of arrest against the National Commissioner. The NPA's Investigating Directorate Against Corruption, IDEC, has in the past weeks received media inquiries relating to unfounded allegations of a warrant having been issued for the arrest of the National Police Commissioner, General Fani Masemula, and others, and has taken note of numerous false articles that have been published on these allegations. IDEC maintains what it has reportedly confirmed to the media. There are untrue allegations. No such warrant have been issued. August last year bayaphika. This year sinabo brigadier abawu-12 no General Fani Masemula baphambi kwecourt. Guess ababoshwa bobani? IDEC. So lento abayiphikayo bayakenzeka ngaphambilini. Le abayiphikayo iyakenzeka ngaphambilini. Ngesikhathi Advocate Andrea Johnson bekalapha phambi kweParliament wakhuluma kanje.
And then a little over 2 weeks later, the matter relating to Lieutenant General Khumalo and the 6 other accused was enrolled. There are 4 other investigations that have yet to be enrolled because those investigations are not yet complete, but they arise out of that Section 27 referral. I hope I've provided clarity.
So, in those cases, do you find the name of General Mkhwanazi in there and the National Commissioner being part of the referrals that were sent to?
In terms of the Section 27 referral by Mr. Adams, I can tell you that I don't recall being briefed or seen in the referral itself for the authorization the name of General Mkhwanazi. And also with regards to the National Commissioner, I haven't seen his name other than, I guess, as the investigations progress. And to be very honest with you, Honorable Malema, I haven't had a briefing as of recent, so I cannot tell you about the National Commissioner and whether or not his name does appear.
But there was a story that there is prima facie evidence that is in your position against Mkhwanazi and the National Commissioner, and you are reluctant to charge. And if that is the case, will that not be defeating the end of justice if there is an overwhelming or prima facie evidence before you and you are reluctant to charge because of certain names, irrespective of who they are?
So to be clear, Honorable Chair and members, those allegations do not come out of the Section 27 referral. When I took over as the head, as the ID, there were already corruption matters that had initially fallen within the ambit of IPID. Those IPID investigators, when they were brought over to the ID at the time, came with their cases.
Ngokuka Advocate Andrea Johnson, kwi-referral section 27, uGeneral Fani Masemula akekho, noma esazothola ibriefing kodwa akekho, noGeneral Mkhwanazi akekho, kodwa into ekhona kunama cases abephethwe i-IPID ayisedluliselwa kubo ukuthi abawa investigate. Sizokhuluma ngaleyo, kodwa ngifisa ukulungisa le. Ngesikhathi uGeneral Fani Masemula uyovela enkantolo, uFadila Adams wafika naye wakhuluma kanje.
The National Coloured Congress, and he joins us now. Fadil Adams, thanks so much for your time. Talk to us about your interest in this particular case.
Very interested in this case. I've been humiliated, I've been laughed at, I've been insulted when I demanded that the National Commissioner must be charged. People told me I was mad. Today the National Commissioner is in court 6 months later. But take your mind just a little bit further back. I warned them in that police portfolio, that useless police portfolio. I warned them that very soon the South African Police Services will not have any management left. By my count, we're on about 30 seniors that are appearing before court. And trust me when I tell you, there's dozens more to come. I don't know how the court system is going to cope with this process, and I certainly don't know how the South African Police Service is going to cope with that management. But from where we stand, the shenanigans that have been happening within the SAPS, the cover-ups, the murders, the fraud, the theft, the looting, it appears to be coming to an end. The National Commissioner, in our view, should have been arrested months ago until a famous general called a press conference to stop it, to subvert it. Let's see what they do this time. I said it before and I stand by it. The South African Police Services is run by crooks wearing 3 and 4 stars.
Uyayikhumbula i-media briefing ka-Fadil Adams ayenza ngesonto emveni kobe report ukuthi kwafika ama-members e-political killing stars team endlini la ayehlala khona kulomuzi asawuthengisa. Uthi ubatshele laba befamily ukuthi abayivuli icase. Emveni kokuvula icase uzoyithatha yena ayirefere aphinde ayirefere ku-IDEC. Angifuni ukucapha amavideo amaningi ka-Adams. Kodwa nje uma ngabe wayibuka leyo media briefing washo njalo Adams. U-Adams ufike enkantolo ngoba he's the complainant. Nguyena owafaka i-section 27 referral against General Fanny Masemula. Uma indaba beziveza yaphika i-IDEC, yaphika yathi yona yazilutho. Kodwa namhlanje General Masemula phambi kwenkantolo. Sithi sizula inuka ingosiwanga. Ngeke futhi kwenzeke. Ngeke ishunqa intuthu umlilo ungekho. Ngeke kuze kwenzeke. Ikhona into ye-IDEC ephekwayo. Yingakho kuphuma indaba zithi kune J50 against uGeneral Mkhwanazi. Ngoba uAndrea Johnson mayikhuluma eParliament waqinisekisa ukuthi i-IDEC iyam-investigate uMkhwanazi ukuthi nje ayikatholi proof. Awungikholwa? Cela uzwe la.
Thank you, Chair. So those allegations do not arise out of the referral. They were corruption allegations that were initially reported at IPID. IDEC is not afraid to act. We can only act when we have sufficient evidence. And just because there's a complaint doesn't make a criminal charge. And that is why where we are at, Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi and General Masemola have not been arrested for those matters.
Ingakho ngithi mina inuka inyama engosiwanga. There is amayilokuzana i-complaint ye-corruption. Usesitshelelwa advocate uJohnson ukuthi there is i-complaint ye-corruption evela ku-IPID. Kodwa ngesikhathi evele eParliament babengenabufakazi. Njengoba esho ukuthi ngeke ukuthi ngoba kune-complaint bese kuthiwa abantu bazoba-charge. Akunabufakazi abanabo obuthi ngempela uGeneral Mkhwanazi noGeneral Masemula kukhona i-corruption aba-involve kuyo. Kodwa basa-investigator. Asazi-ke ukuthi investigation yabo sehambe yafikaphi. Kodwa sikwaziyo ukuthi uGeneral Fanny Masemula bamchargile. Ngiyakhumbula bembuza ukuthi General, mawucabanga ukuba khona kwakho la enkantolo kusho ukuthini? Wathi angizilethanga la abantu abazochaza laba bangilethile. Bambuza bathi General, mawucabanga ngabe leli tulo mhlambe likhandwe abantu abangaphakathi kuSAPS ukuze bakukhiphe emaphoyiseni okanye wathi yena akuyona iSAPS kuphela. Ngicela uzwe la.
What do you say to the nation, especially those who support you, who say you shouldn't be in the dock with the rest of the accused?
Well, I didn't bring myself in, so I unfortunately don't know also what is happening.
Yeah.
And probably somebody somewhere knows what is happening.
What kind of a toll has this taken on you? I mean, you are suspended. I imagine you would rather be out fighting crime.
Well, I can't say much more than that. So, yeah, it's one of those things. I think there is more to it. I don't know what it is, but surely there is more to just the rule of law.
Do you think it's the criminal elements perhaps within the SAPS trying to get rid of you?
Well, I don't think it will be SAPS alone. I think there is somewhere there is some greater motive.
Engingakusho mina ukuthi asilinde. Only time will tell. Ngoba ngo-August wangonyaka ophelile baphika. NgoNovember makavela uAndrea Johnson waphika. Kodwa kulonyaka ngo-April General Masemula ayide case imfune enkantolo. Angiyibambe le video ngicela ukuza ukuphawula kwakho la ku comment section ngizwe ukuthi wena ubona kanjani. Okunye futhi efuna ngikukhumbuze khona. Ngiyazala ngomhla ka-26 kuJune. Lungisani impela nilungise ningiphe imali, ningiphe nje imali. Ngiyazi ukuthi anikaze nangiphe imali. Kuzobe kusuku olubaluleke kakhulu kabi kimi. Ningiphe imali please. Nginitshela kusenesikhathi ukuze nizilungiselele. Ngale kwalokho mina nawe sidibana kwivideo elandelayo.